All right, let's talk about it. We're going to dive into what is, for so many people, one of the most difficult, emotionally loaded conversations you can ever have as a caregiver. It's that moment you realize it might be time for someone you love to hang up the car keys for good. I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? How do you even start? It's this huge weight on your shoulders, trying to balance their freedom with their safety, and honestly, it can feel like an impossible task. So, today, we're going to map out a real strategy, a compassionate one, to help you get through it. So, where do you even begin? That first step is, without a doubt, the hardest. How you kick things off can totally change the direction of the entire conversation. The goal here is to open a door, not to start a fight. And this is what everyone worries about, right? That instant flash of anger. But you have to remember, that anger usually comes from a place of feeling judged or like they're being attacked. So the trick isn't to avoid the topic altogether, it's to change how you bring it up. Now look at the wording here. This is so important. This is what we call a softer entry point. See how it has nothing to do with their skill? It's all about their well-being. It totally shifts the conversation from, you're a bad driver, to, hey, I care about you, and I see you're stressed. Suddenly, they're not on defense. They're your partner in finding a solution. Okay, so you've managed to open the door, but that's often when the real work begins. Let's get into the most common things you're going to hear back and talk about how to handle that pushback without, making everything explode. This one. I bet a lot of you have heard this before. It's such a classic defense, and it's all about pride. And honestly, they probably believe it. Trying to argue about who's a better driver is a total dead end. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. So here's the secret sauce, really. You have to take yourself out of the equation. This can't be your opinion against their opinion. The best way to cool things down is to bring in a neutral third party, someone they respect. That way, you're no longer the bad guy. And here it is, the actual line you can use. Something like this is perfect because it takes it out of the realm of feelings and puts it into the world of facts and medical safety. It's not a fight anymore, it's just about following a doctor's advice. Oof, this one is tough. Because let's be honest, it feels true, doesn't it? Driving is such a powerful symbol of independence. And when you hear this, your gut reaction might be to get defensive, but there's a much better way to handle it. The trick is to completely flip the script. You're not taking anything away. You're protecting their ability to keep living their life. You're making sure they can still get to the doctor, see their friends, and do the things they love, just safely. You're not ending their freedom. You're preserving their life. All right, so we've talked about the talk. Now let's get into the walk. Because once the conversation is started, you have to move towards real action. Safety isn't just about agreeing in theory, it's about putting actual, concrete steps in place. A lot of people ask this, and the answer is yes, but, and this is a big but, this is a strategy for the very early days, when you're just starting to see some warning signs. Think of it as a transition plan, not a forever solution. So this is what's called the fading plan. It's a pretty logical step-by-step approach. You start by taking away the highest risk stuff, like no driving at night. Then you move to no highways. The next step is making sure they're never driving alone. It's a slow, gradual process that makes that final full stop feel a little less abrupt. This seems so reasonable, right? Just a quick run to the grocery store, what's the harm? But listen, this is one of the biggest and most dangerous myths out there. Just 5 miles. That's it. The overwhelming majority of accidents happen super close to home, on those streets they drive every single day. So close to home absolutely does not mean safe. And that's really the heart of it, We think we're giving them a little bit of independence, but what we're actually doing is creating a really risky situation. True caring means making sure their independence is real and, most importantly, safe, not just an illusion that makes us feel better. Okay, so what happens when they just hide the keys? I know, it's incredibly frustrating, but you've got to try and see it for what it is. It's not really defiance, it's fear. It's a desperate attempt to hang on to the last bit of control they feel they have. Getting angry about it is only going to backfire. So the game plan here is to get ahead of the problem. You want to prevent the confrontation before it even starts. That means you find a secure place for the keys. If you absolutely have to, you can disable the car. And, this is a big one, be proactive. Offer them rides everywhere, before they even have to ask. Make the car feel unnecessary. Now, this next part is so important. Please hear me on this. You can't do this alone. This is way too much pressure for one person to carry. You need a team. And this is maybe one of the most heartbreaking parts of the whole thing. It happens all the time. You're the one on the ground, seeing the close calls every day, while your sibling who lives 3 states away just sees the parent who sounds fine on the phone. And that disagreement can ruin all your efforts to keep them safe. So how do you get everyone on the same page? You stop debating and start documenting. You take the emotion out of it and you present cold, hard facts. A letter from the doctor, the official results from a driving assessment, even just a simple log you've kept of new scratches on the car or times they got lost. That's the stuff that ends arguments. I just want to pause for a second here. If you are going through this right now, please know that this is ridiculously hard work. Setting these boundaries, having these fights, being the bad guy, it is caregiving at its absolute toughest, but it's also truly, deeply heroic. This right here, this should be your mantra. Burn it into your brain. For all those moments you feel guilty or cruel, you need to remember this. You are not taking away the car keys. You are preventing a tragedy. You are preventing that horrible phone call in the middle of the night. So let's bring this all home. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Just ask yourself, what is one small, manageable step you can take today? Don't try to solve the whole thing at once. Maybe it's just looking up a local ride service. Or maybe it's just practicing that soft opening line in the mirror. Whatever it is, just remember that every heroic journey starts with one small, compassionate step.